Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video here on my channel. Today we're back with part 3, episode 3 of Love Island the Game 2 season 4. If you haven't already seen the last part, make sure you click up in the I button or it'll be down. It's somewhere below, it's somewhere on the side, it will be around. Come and click on my channel, it will be the last video uploaded. Just come and have a look, see what you think, and let's continue with this video. This part is called Will They, Won't They? It's time to get grafting. There are 4 feisty boys all waiting for you to chat with them. Welcome back to Love Island, where our lovelorn hotties are still looking for that special someone who makes their heart beat faster. I guess you could say Love Island is where sexy singles mingle in search of that special tingle. Or we could just not say that. Some of them are even bilingual. Phew! As James and Jade were probably thinking after that kiss, that was a mouthful. Previously, the villa was left speechless when Jade strutted in. Hello, boys. Well, hey there. Alright, maybe speechless is the wrong word. More like the opposite of silent, really. Anyway, the villa was driven wild. Could Jade have danced her way into one of the guys' hearts already? Ooh, honestly? I thought you were incredible. Coming up, Tabby spills the tea. I don't think he's really noticing me. And Lexi has a friendly chat with Jade. Let's get it out of the way then. Stay tuned. Jade and Tabby are in the kitchen making everyone a nice cuppa. I wish someone would make me a cup of tea in the morning, but apparently that's not in the budget. I'd storm off to my trailer, but obviously I don't have one of those either. Just this recording booth, and I'm pretty sure it doubles as a storage room for the cleaner. You know what? I'm gonna get my agent on the line just as soon as I can find my phone. I think I left it behind this mop and bucket. You sit at the counter as Tabby places a tea bag in each cup. The kettle gently bubbles away. You know, I'm actually really glad you've come into the villa, Jade. I don't know how you're finding it. I'd be a bag of nerves if I come in as the bombshell. Being in the villa is exciting. It's like everyone here is available and looking for something. And I have a chance to get to know you all and find out which person I want to get to know further. Wow, we're very different people. My stomach was in knots just coming onto the lawn the first day. Just then, the kettle clicks. Oh, the water's ready. You pass Tabby cup after cup as she fills them up. 3 to 4 minutes is for the perfect cuppa. That's what Mum always says. She watches the cup for a moment. How are you finding the villa? She smiles briefly. I'm all kinds of mixed energy, really. Thrilled to be here while also feeling like I'm gonna puke from the nerves. That sounds unpleasant. Oh, I don't know about that. It's just my normal state, really. Except it's definitely on overdrive right now. But people like Lexi and Will are completely different to me. They're so cool and collected. Lexi. Cool and collected. Yeah, she's sort of the mother bear here, I'd say. She watches out for all of us. And Will, she smiles sweetly but then tries to hide it. He's like, she clears her throat. Can Tabby like Will? I'm gonna ask if she does. Do you have a thing for Will? She sighs. Well, yeah. We got it right, we guessed that at the end of the last episode. I think it was kind of obvious, but I still feel kind of proud we got it. We've talked a little, but he's so hard to figure out. He's just so aloof. What about Hazim? Oh, we're just kind of more friends than anything. And after all, he's got the hots for Najuma. Tabby likes Will, eh? What is it about Will you like? Oh, that's a tough one. Well, I guess for one, he's really good looking. I love his fashion sense. And he just seems mysterious. I feel silly saying that, like some teenage girl reading a vampire romance or something. Not that there's anything wrong with vampire romances. Except, don't you think vampires would always be just really cold to cuddle? Tabby goes to say something when Will walks into the kitchen. Her eyes go wide and she sucks her lips into her mouth. Will doesn't seem to notice. He nods at you both. Sup? How should I greet Will? I'm gonna say sup. The two of you stare at each other. No one says anything, but you can all feel the sexual tension rising. You carry on staring. Eventually, Will nods again and goes over to the cups of tea. That was either awkward or sexy, and I have no idea which. One of these for me? Yeah, that one on the far right. It's got a squirt of honey and a splash of oat milk, just how you like it. He picks the cup up and goes to take a sip. A moment passes. Brill, you know just the right amount of honey I like. Tabby beams. He turns back towards you. So, Jade, you missing anything from the outside world yet? Do I miss anything from outside the villa? My own bed. I can relate to that. Is yours a memory foam mattress too? Of course. Does it really make that much of a difference? That's like comparing apples to some less comfortable apples. What? I don't know, I'm rubbish at analogies. The point is, there's a massive difference. He pauses. If you say so. He takes another sip of his tea. What about you? Do you miss anything? Yeah, I miss my art. This is the longest I've gone without drawing, sketching or anything. So, what kind of art do you do? Acrylic on canvas sometimes, but I'm mostly doing wall murals at the moment. That sounds like so much fun. It's the only time I feel like connected to myself. I see a bare wall and then I make it come to life and nothing else around me matters in that moment. He pauses for a moment as if lost in thought and then stretches and lets out a yawn. Anyway, I'm gonna go and chill by the pool. See you later. Bye, Will. Tabby sighs. He's so chill. He is so damn chill. Any more laid back, he'd be horizontal. Maybe if I'm lucky, he'd lay back with me. I mean, like, be laid back with me. She looks off into the distance for a moment before turning back to you and clears her throat. Anyway, I hope it's a girl's choice recoupling next. Oh, yeah, that means I'll definitely get to pick him. Unless another girl goes before me. You don't think he'd pick you if it was a boy's choice? Well, I don't know. He seemed quite impulsive. Like he might pick a different girl in the moment just because of the colour of her dress. He'd be like, it totally resonates with me, or something. Her impression is uncanny. Tabby wants to couple up with Will. You should tell him how you feel. I have. Or like we've talked about feelings. Specifically feelings towards each other. Have you talked to him about recoupling? Yeah, but he's a very free spirit kind of person. Talking about Will again, eh? You both jump. Whoa, where did you come from? From over there? Didn't mean to make you jump, sorry. My granddad always said I had a habit of sneaking up on people, even when I didn't mean to. It's okay, and yeah, I was talking about Will. Still not sure what you see in him. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a cracking bloke and he looks like modern art, but he didn't strike me as your type. Oh, are these for me? He walks over to the counter with the mugs. Not all of them greedy. Well, obviously, I don't want to imagine what I'd be like after 7 cups of tea. After 7 cups of tea, you'd be probably desperate for a wee. He snaps his fingers and taps the side of his head. Jade gets it. He gulps down some tea. So, Hazim, have you got any tea to spill about the villa? He looks at the cup in his hands. Other than this one? Tabby rolls her eyes. You're such a dad sometimes. He laughs. Does your average dad have such a great bod? He flexes his arms. Tea spills from the cup onto his hand. Oh, hot! That didn't happen. It did. Alright, other than the fact that I can't drink tea without spilling it down myself, let me think. He taps his fingers against his cup. Oh, so you know Kobe? Yeah. Well, he does this proper odd thing in the gym. When he's doing bicep curls, he kisses his knuckles on each rep. Says it's some kind of appreciation thing. There's a moment of silence. Is that it? What do you mean? This is prime gossip right here. Yeah, no. Oh, whatever. But look, I just came here for my cuppa. He picks up another cup. I'm gonna find Najuma and see where her head's at. He nods at the two of you and leaves. I suppose you should get going too. There's so many hot guys here. You must be dying to get to know them all. You know it. You finish your tea and head out to the wider villa. Oh, it's another pick your own person. I feel like we might be getting a few of these. Something tells me. Let's start by talking to Kobe. We finally get some alone time. This is going to be good, hopefully. What's the #1 thing you can think about when on holiday? Beaches, drinks, time with friends and family? What about non-stop exercise? Because that's what our islanders seem to think the villa is about. Phew, Kobe's making me tired just watching him. You head into the gym and see Kobe standing in front of a mirror as he curls a dumbbell with each arm. You notice the sweat glistening on his skin. He spots you in the reflection and starts talking without turning round. Hey Jade, giving those knuckles some appreciation? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Uh-huh. He says nothing else, but you notice he stops bringing the dumbbell so close to his face. You good? I'm all the better for seeing you. We're going in. We're going in. He stops mid-curl and smirks. Oh, and would that have anything to do with my massive rippling muscles? Well, duh. Then I'll carry on the show for you. He resumes curling. So, he puts the weights down and turns to you. That lasted a while. You getting a feel for anyone here? Huh? You know, is there someone who you're vibing with that you maybe want to couple up with? Do I know who I'd want to couple up with? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. A woman of mystery, eh? Alright, keep your secrets. I'm sure whoever you end up with will be over the moon. How would you feel if I picked you? Oh, I see. I'm asking everyone, so don't get your trunks in a twist. Oh, well in that case, I guess I'd be flattered, but I don't know. I think I'd be unsure. Why is that? I just have a good thing going with Lexi. I feel like we really get each other and she's such a genuine and honest person. Kobe thinks Lexi is a genuine and honest person. No, those aren't the words I'd use for her. What do you mean? I don't think she's as genuine as she puts on. Give her a chance, you've only known her a day. He stretches an arm. There is a slight issue though. I sometimes worry that she's more into me than I'm into her. Kobe thinks Lexi is more into him than he is into her. Why do you think that? Oh, you know, she's very cuddly and always wants to be around me. I'm surprised she's not here right now, actually. It can get a bit much. Well, that doesn't exactly sound healthy. Maybe I'm just making it sound bad. I'm not the best at explaining my feelings. Honestly, I'm enjoying my time with Lexi. He returns to the dumbbells and begins curling again. She's really sweet and she looks out for people here. She also encourages me to be a better person, you know? Kobe says Lexi encourages him to be a better person. Are you sure I couldn't do that for you? He cocks his head at you. I don't know. She generally has to let me know when I've said or done something a bit off and explain why. It's been eye-opening for me, really. I don't think he picked up on my hint there. He continues curling. You watch him for a while longer before eventually pulling yourself away to carry on your walk. Okay, that didn't go to plan. I feel like Kobe is really hooked on Lexi, and I think it's going to be a really long time before we manage to get him away from her emotionally. He was away from her right then, and nothing really came of things. Let's speak to James next, and then we'll do Will last. You see James lying sprawled out across the daybed. He bolts upright as you approach. Hey, Jade, can I join you on the bed? Oh, of course. He scooches over. You sit next to him. He breathes in sharply. So how are you still single? He blushes. Oh, you know, life gets in the way, and I don't exactly make a big impression when talking to people. I sometimes feel like I was born to be single. James seems a little unsure of himself. You're not destined to be single. What do you mean? Some people are happy to be single, and that's fine. But you've come on Love Island. That says to me you don't want that. And trust me, you deserve to find someone special. He smiles warmly. Thanks, Jade. The two of you sit on the bed in silence for a moment. Only the sounds of birdsong and the occasional splash in the pool break it. James shuffles in his spot. So, we should probably talk about that kiss. It's fine. First kisses can always be a little orcs. Oh, that's not what I was gonna say. Oh, he clears his throat. Was that just a heat of the moment kind of thing, or did you see it as meaning something more? What do you mean? Well, I just wanted to know where your head was at. Let's say if we had the chance to couple up, would you? Am I interested in coupling up with James? I kissed you because I like you. Does that mean you can see us together? Am I interested in coupling up with James? So am I interested in coupling up with James? Well, yes and no, because I haven't really got to know any of the four guys yet. However, I don't know if James and I are endgame, but I think I'm going to say yes to coupling up with James if the opportunity presents itself. If it doesn't happen, that's fine. And if we change our mind, that's also fine. This is Love Island. We're not committed to anything. So with that in mind, I'm gonna say, yes, I'm interested in coupling up with James. There's a high chance we could end up together. A massive grin spreads across his face. You notice how much his cheeks dimple when his smile is broad. That is so cute. I love dimples. He hides his face behind the covers. Sorry, I seem to have lost all control over my reactions. I'm just ecstatic to hear you say that. You're ridiculously cute. Oh, this is embarrassing. Stop making me smile so much. Make me. Damn it. Eventually, he regains his composure and gets up. Where are you going? I need to refill my water bottle. He gives you one last smile and then walks off. As you get up, you notice his water bottle leaning against the bed frame. Oh, James! And lastly, we can talk to Will. Let's see what he has to say. You find Will lying down by the pool. His legs dangle freely in the water. You sit next to him, dipping your legs in the pool and watching the water ripple. Heya, he grunts. You pause for a moment, allowing him the time he needs to respond. Ages pass. Will? You notice that his eyes are closed. You tap him gently on the shoulder. Whoa, Jade? Hey there, Sleepy. He blinks as the sun hits his eyes. Sorry, I must have dozed off. I was just lying here, enjoying the water, and suddenly got very cozy. Do you want me to go? No, stay. I'm glad you're here. I'd be woken from a nap by you any day. Except Wednesdays. What happens on Wednesdays? Oh, I'm just like harder to wake up then. You know how some people call Wednesday hump day because it's hard to get over? I just call it Will's nap day and then I get along with it so much better. Good to know. So anyway, now you have my full attention. What's up? I'd love to get to know you better. His eyes meet yours and he smiles. He's totally focused on me. I haven't seen him like this before. This feels like a great chance to find out more about him. So I wouldn't mind getting to know you better. Sounds great. What do you want to know? What should I ask? I'm going to ask, what's your type? He thinks for a moment. Well, my perfect type is one that bonds to a wall on the first contact with the undercoat and doesn't dissolve from water. Sorry, what? A good artist's acrylic is my go-to for mural painting, but for canvas I tend to stick to oil-based paints. Well, I've tried watercolours, but the tones are too soft for me. Will, I wasn't asking about your type of paints. He smirks. I know, I'm not dense. I was just messing with you as I don't have a type. I think the concept of types can get in the bin. Will doesn't like the idea of types. I'm glad you also think that. Everyone seems obsessed with finding their ideal partner on paper. But love doesn't work like that. Right, it's laughable. Why should I limit my happiness to the same idea of one person? I just date people who I think are cool. Will only dates people he thinks are cool. Do you think I'm cool? Well, that dance you did for me was very cool. And you're great company, even when you wake me up from a really nice nap. So yeah, I'd say you're cool. He smiles at you. What should I ask? What do you do besides art? Well, I'm a bit of an odd jobs person. I do a little bit of landscaping here, a bit of plumbing and some basic electrical work there. That really is a random bunch of skills. Yeah, the landscaping stuff is self-taught. It mostly requires the ability to think visually, which I get from my painting. And the other skills come from my uncle, who was a handyman of sorts. I can't do anything super complicated or involved, but simple jobs that people don't want to fork out for an expert on, I'm your person. Oh, and I also play the drums. You make much being a drummer? Occasionally I'm asked to cover for a band, and once or twice I've recorded a backing track. That sounds like so much fun. It is. I may not make the most money, but I have a lot of freedom and outlets for my creativity. What should I ask? Last one. How are you and Najuma? He thinks for a moment. Well, you were there when we broke up. That should tell you what you need to know. He laughs. I mean, how are you two getting on now? Yeah, we're fine. We like each other as people, just not suited to being partners. She has so much energy and she's always up to something. I don't think she's able to just sit still and soak in the world around her. She has to be the world, if that makes sense. I don't know. We're quite different people. So Will's looking for someone more laid back. Sounds like a type to me, but whatever. So, let me ask you something, Jade. Go for it. What are you looking for in here? What kind of person am I looking for? I'm looking for... Do we go for a wistful, creative fashionista? Because that one sums up Will. I'm tempted to say a kind, caring soul who looks out for me. And do you know what? I'm going to do it. He thinks about this for a while. I can see why someone would want that. That seems to be Tabi written all over. He looks over at her and then turns back to you. There's a couple of guys in here I can see being good for her. The two of you sit in comfortable silence for a moment. Okay, Will, I have one last question. Are you going to ask me how I feel if we coupled up? How would you feel? Oh, yeah. Well, you know, anything is possible. Charming. Well, since getting to know you a little better, sure, why not? You nod your head slowly at him. You have trouble with commitment, don't you? He shrugs. What is commitment, really? Well, commitment is... Oh, it's not seeing something through to the end, because that is commitment, but that's not a very nice way to live. I'm going to say always being there for someone. So always being at the beck and call of someone is commitment. Well, not always, but knowing your partner has your back is a big part of it. I see. He thinks for a moment. So what do you think commitment is? I don't know, honestly. I think of my parents when I think of commitment. They've been married for decades and are just so in love. I definitely have them as relationship goals. I get concerned when I'm with someone and we butt heads. Me and my last partner broke up after only a couple of months. He came home after work and I hadn't finished doing the tidying. So he got super frustrated and we ended up having a row. I realised there and then that if we were able to argue in the so-called honeymoon phase, we weren't meant to be. So I ended things with them. It sucked, but I couldn't see a future after that. Will dumped his ex after his first argument. People need to voice their feelings. I mean, my parents still do that, but instead of fighting, they calmly sit down and go through their feelings with each other. It's honestly pretty inspiring. I doubt they started off like that though. He shrugs. They've always done it since I can remember. So Will wants a relationship where he never fights with his partner. That's useful to know. You sit back and watch the clouds for a while. When you turn to say something to Will, you find his eyes are closed. The sound of gentle snoring confirms that he's drifted off again. Oh, Will. You head to the kitchen to refill your water bottle. When did I come so thirsty? Used mugs line the counter next to the sink as if they're in a queue. I hope no one's expecting me to do the washing up just because I'm the new girl. Just then, Lexi enters the kitchen, twiddling her sunglasses in her hands. She flashes you a toothy grin. Hey, Jade. How should I greet Lexi? I'm gonna be just as fake with Lexi as she is with me. Hey, babe. You both air kiss each other's cheeks. So, how are you finding the villa, babe? Lexi wants to know how I'm finding the villa. Everyone here is so genuine. Yes, everyone here was genuine. She looks you up and down. So, go on. Huh? She flicks her hair back. Let's get it out of the way. Get what out of the way? She sighs. Come on, no need to be so modest. Yes, it's me. Miss Tibblesworth. Miss Tibblesworth. What are you going on about? Her mouth falls open. What? You must be joking. You don't know about Tibblesworth. Not in the slightest. Oh my goodness, I'm almost embarrassed for you. Huh? Miss Tibblesworth was only the biggest character on the children's hit TV show, Mr. Tums and the Swivelbums. Well, maybe second only to Mr. Tums. You blink. How have you not heard of Mr. Tums and the Swivelbums? I'm not a kid. Her cheeks flush red. It became a huge sensation. Maybe you'll recognize it from the theme song? She clears her throat. Should I make up a theme song? Here he comes, strolling through the enchanted meadows, Mr. Tums, and he's looking out for his fellows. She spins on the spot and then does jazz hands. The Swivel Bums! Lexi just sang a kid's TV show theme. I'm gonna ask if I'm being pranked. Did the others put you up to this? Is it because I'm the new girl? Not at all, babes. Honestly, this was my starring role. I can't believe you've never heard of it. If anything, you're the one having me on. Lexi takes a breath and stretches her back. Do you still do it? Oh no, I decided to leave and broaden my horizons. That and the show was cancelled after the chocolate fondue incident. Whenever I eat chocolate now, I can almost smell the burning nylon. Oh, let me tell you about one of my favourite episodes. In it, Miss Fuzzy Boots really likes this ball that Miss Tibblesworth has just been given by Master Floofytail. She wants it and lies to Master Floofytail, telling him that Miss Tibblesworth doesn't really like it. So Master Floofytail goes and takes the ball back, breaking poor Miss Tibblesworth's heart. He then takes the ball to Miss Fuzzy Boots, who greedily starts playing with it. Well, this plot sounds pretty intense. What is happening right now? But then, just as all looks lost, Mr. Tums comes along and reveals the truth. He's terribly disappointed in Miss Fuzzy Boots and banishes her to the land of never playtime for 1 whole week. The ball is returned to Miss Tibblesworth and Master Floofytail apologizes. She breathes in. I don't know why that story resonated with me so much. She looks at you. I just find it relevant to a lot of situations in life. Is Lexi saying I'm Miss Fuzzy Boots? Do you have something to say to me? I don't know what you mean, babes. Before either of you can say anything else, Lexi's phone pings. She turns to shout at the others. Everyone, I've got a text. The others slowly shuffle their way into the kitchen. What's it say, babe? Well, wait till everyone's here, Mr. Impatient. Is that another one of those big cat characters used to be? Lexi laughs and gently smacks Will's arm. No, silly. Behave. You catch a glimpse of Angie as she rolls her eyes. Why did Lexi just tell me that story? I think we're gonna need to keep an eye on her. Jade, are you listening? What? She beams a smile at you. I'm reading the text now. She theatrically clears her throat. Islanders, tonight there will be a recoupling. Gosh, how fun. Whoa, that's huge. She winks at Kobe before reading on. As the new Islander, Jade will be the first to pick. Please get ready and meet by the fire pit. She slows her reading. Hashtag who will she pick? Hashtag who will be left single? She looks up from her phone and at you. Her already fair skin seems to be just that little bit paler. Who will Jade pick indeed, Lexi? Personally, I don't know who I'd pick. Miss Fuzzy Boots does have some lovely socks, but Miss Tibblesworth has that great ball. Maybe I'll settle for Mr. Tums instead. Coming up, Will throws his hat in the ring to be my best man. I'm not great at speeches or anything, and it's all in Jade's hands. The person I'd like to couple up with is... Make sure you don't miss it. There we go. That is the second part of today's episode. What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. It was really interesting to get to know some of the characters more. Will especially. Like, it's really... I vibe with Will. I like Will. He seems to be a good lad. So maybe Will is on the cards. I feel like Will or James. Probably James is the safest option at the moment, but I want to pick Kobe so badly. But I think if I pick Kobe now, it won't go well. Something's just telling me. I have a gut feeling that if I pick Kobe now, he's going to be like, nah. And maybe it would be better if he falls more for Lexi, and then Jade swoops in, sweeps him off his feet, and Lexi's like, oh my god, why did that happen? That's so awful. I hate that. I hate Jade. Meh, 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 meh. This is how Jade talks now, so just so you know. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more. There'll be plenty more Love Island on the way. I'm so grateful to the Love Island team for releasing Love Island the Game Season 4. I'm really enjoying it, and I highly recommend, if you haven't downloaded it yourself, please do. Give it a download, see if you enjoy it, and I will see you in the next part, everyone. Bye bye.